RussDouglas222 with my review of the Krait Lite, and this one has my name on it. Quality. Hi there everyone, hope you can hear me okay. My microphone just failed, so I'll have to buy another couple of those off Amazon. We've now moved house, gorgeous environment. I've set up a practice target at 20 metres and another at about 28, 29 metres, and as I'm talking to you I can see songbirds at 25, 26 metres. They're not disturbed by my speaking, and the other day they weren't disturbed by me doing chrono checks firing into the ground either. Fortunately, this rifle's very quiet. I've got the brand new AirMaks arms Krait Lite, and Krait here, but this one, serial number on the side is RussDouglas222. Thanks again for the team at AirMaks Arms and Chris at UK.CDRGuns for helping me do this review. Anybody who buys a new AirMaks rifle can get their own personalised serial number or monogram, whatever you want, on the action block. So that's, and I think it's like 20 quid. So that's very impressive. It's not available retrospectively unless you pay Chris at CDR Guns to go to Prague and get it done. So not quite so feasible. So we've got the Krait Lite, and it's Lite. It's essentially an AirMaks Arms Krait, but obviously we have a lush walnut stock. We've still got an adjustable length of pull by up to 50mm, and we've still got the same two screws here that allow you to raise the cheek piece. And you can see with this Zulus ZHD312R, I've got the cheek piece up slightly just for comfort. There we go, perfect. An upgrade to the Krait of sorts, in the sense that it's got a lush walnut stock, still got adjustable length of pull, still got adjustable height cheek piece. I've already swapped the cocking lever over from left to right, and it's like 3.5 pounds to cocking effort, so it's a super slick, efficient action. Decockable, which I just did. The magazines have got anti-double load via the pin within the magazine well, and on the left side, I'll show you, the previous AR style safety has been replaced with a push button brass fella, so a simple trigger lock button, and there's a slight red ring on it so you can tell when it's live. Push it in from the right so it projects on the left, that's it live. Push it in from the left, that's it safe. Obviously if you decock it, you've got to take the mag out and remember if you've got a pellet up the spout for safety. As it stands, this fella weighs 6 pounds, unscoped and unadulterated, with the Donny FL Fatboy 2.0 and the Zulus ZHD312R and 0 MO mount. As you can see here, it weighs 8 pounds all in, and it feels like an air pistol. It's so compact, and the weight is right in your shoulder. So as you'll see from my footage from GARC when I got Southpaw Calum to try it, there you go, that's you out. So what do you think, Calum?
Very nice. It was exactly what you tell it, and unsurprisingly, typical AirMaks quality.
Yes.
Really.
So you like the feel of it?
Yeah. It's a little.
Well, if it's a little bit heavy with the bipod on, if you flip the bipod off. How's it feel on the shoulder now?
Still a little front heavy compared to the other one you had.
The Cayman?
Yeah. But definitely not as heavy as some of the other ones I've tried.
Yes.
It's a nice weight.
Yeah.
And even with the mag sticking out, it's actually surprisingly comfortable.
Right, so for a Southpaw it's surprisingly comfortable.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Trigger feels okay, cocking's nice and light?
Yep. Cocking is exceptionally light. Trigger is, again, very light as well.
They won't need the spring balance to measure the cocking action on this one. Not like the last two rifles I reviewed.
Yeah, no, it's very nice. Predictable pull, you know, unusual.
Excellent.
Exactly what I'd expect from an AirMaks.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks, Calum.
No worries.
And Brian, offer me the erroneous opinions. Yeah, sorry I switched the cocking lever from left to right. Sorry, I've not been counting the shots, so I can't tell you when the mag's empty. But you'll know.
Oh, the holes are still getting bigger.
That's it.
That sounded pretty empty.
So, there's another mag there if you want.
Yes, please.
Yep. You're enjoying it then?
Yeah, it's, I'm finding the trigger a little unusual.
It's got a wider trigger blade. I find it pretty comfy.
And it feels pretty soft. And I'm not sure if there's an amount of creep, but it's predictable. No, they're all going in the same hole.
Oh, that's you out.
Empty. That's very nice. That.
You like that, yeah?
Yeah, no,
Thoughts?
Smooth, no fuss, no drama. Everything works lovely. Pellets go where you want them to. Feels nicely solid and all that. You don't get the traditional sort of bullpup rattle through your ear. It's
quiet, isn't it?
That's nice.
And if you take the bipod off, it's nice and light. If you pull that lever, flip the lever on the left.
Yeah, wobbles less now as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. That is nice.
And you could
I
eat.
don't need one, and I don't think I want one. But I do enjoy shooting it.
Excellent, excellent. And don't forget, if you wanted, you could have, if you didn't want one, on the action block at the rear here, you could have brimfire.
Yeah, that's pretty nice though.
Well, it's £0.5 pound heavier than my Krait was, identically set up, because the walnut stock adds £0.5 pound, but it's only like, I think it's £6 unscoped, with enough air in that little bottle for about 300 shots in 2.2.
I've got rifles with a trigger pull weighs more than this thing.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Yeah, that's pretty nice though.
Excellent.
I like that.
Thanks for your opinion, Bri.
Welcome.
Callum did say it felt a little bit front heavy compared to the other AirMaks rifle I'm reviewing right now, which is Chris's own AirMaks Cayman. That felt less front heavy, but it's a carbon fibre bottle, so it's soft touch. Oh, one other change from the Krait is we've got two flush fitting Allen bolts here, Allen screws. There's a 5-slot Picatinny rail, so you can pop a bipod under here, or a tripod. Or if you undo the two screws, you'll be able to buy an aftermarket under-bottle rail that will allow you to have a bipod further forwards. So a bit more steadiness for longer range shooting off a bench rest or a bipod or tripod. So that's the main features. The 17-slot Picatinny rail, razor rail, still has 20 MOA built in. So I've gone for a 0 MOA rail on the Zulus. We've got the Humor Air reg. We've only got the one gauge, which is the bottle gauge, because we're not no external reg adjuster, so you've not got the reg gauge at the back. Gorgeous rifle, and I'm just going to start recording and pop a few pellets downrange, and I wouldn't be surprised if not all of these birds fly away, you know, some of them hang around. Although from the testing at GARC last Wednesday and a few weeks ago, the noise of the impact with the pellet traps will be significantly louder than me talking and than the muzzle with the Donny FL Fatboy fitted. I'm using 15.89 grain JSB exacs. Went through another 17 mags. So those 17 mags from 250 bar down to 80 bar. I didn't want to get too close to reg pressure. And those 272 shots literally averaged, I'm not joking, 11.40 foot-pounds, and the extreme spread of all 272 shots was 22 feet per second. Got it all on camera. Unfortunately, as the microphones failed, I'll just have to include it at the end of this video, minus the soundtrack. Very impressive rifle. Everybody who's tried it so far loves it. And you can custom configure the barrel shroud by removing a few sections. It's also available in the L version, which has, I think this is a 450mm barrel, the L version, and I think it's 635 to 685 long, depending on how you adjust the length of pull, the back. And the L version, I think, is a 550 barrel and a 480cc bottle. And there's also an X version, extra long, for FAC. The reason I've gone for 2.2 finally in sub 12, because normally I only go for 2.2 in FAC because I want the flat trajectory you get with 177. But the reason I've gone for it is obviously with the Zulus having the laser rangefinder ballistic calculator built in. Once I've set it up, which I'll do tomorrow, the scope will be basically calculating the holdover for each different range. And also soon I hope to borrow the Zulus ZHD312R, which ultimately I'm going to get one of those. I'm going to get myself one of those. I'm going to leave that on this rifle. This being 2.2, to me that's a slightly shorter range for sub 12 than 177. So I'll pop this 520 back on my Krait, put the 312 on here, and if any farmers locally have any ratting to do or anything like that, then it'll be the wider angle lower mag ZHD312R I'll use for that. Oh, and Stuart from Vermin Control Scotland, big shout out to him. Got to check his channel out. He's been doing a lot of videos recently with the Zulus ZHD312R, showing it in action at night, and he's kindly just sending me today a Thermtech thermal scope that he's been using and doing some videos on, and saw a few foxes he took out recently at decent range. So he's going to send that to me so I can review it as well. So thanks, Stuart. Vermin Control Scotland 2 is the name of his channel, and check him out. Lots of pest control action there, non-stop pest control action basically, because he is a full-time pest controller. So okay, so let's get recording and have a little blast, and then it'll be dinner time shortly. Thanks for watching, enjoy your shooting, and click the link down below for the British Shooting Show 2025, back to the middle weekend in February, and looking forward to seeing you all there. Plus, I'm going to be at the Northern Shooting Show in 2-3 weeks time for my first visit. Now that we live in the borders, it's not so far to go, and I'll hope to see lots of you there, and I'll be recording, of course. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Effortless cocking. I should really get further onto the table. And you can see I prefer to shoot with the sunshade off, the eye cup off, and I shoot with my eyebrow just touching the top of the eye cup, or the eye bell. I have a squishy pile of logs here as a backstop. Got my trusty BAR chrono. I am just about to review the Nate chrono, but I'm having cable issues, so I'm just relying on the BAR R2A chrono for this test, and then I'll hopefully be using the Nate chrono from here onwards. So we have a 2.2 Krait Lite using 15.89 grain JSB exacts. As you can see, it says on the tin, and we'll see how it goes. Hi there everyone. So this is voiceover. This is straight into the chrono string test. I've taken out some tiny gaps between every shot. It's taken me ages, PC issues as well. But this is just so you can see the entire 272 shot string as recorded. And I didn't mess around. This was recorded with very little delays, very little pauses between the shots. Oh, here we go, at the end of the first shot string, 32 shots, that's 2 mags, 11.57. That had dropped by the end of the entire shot string slightly, but that's an extreme spread of just 13 feet per second, and that didn't grow much after 272 shots. On to the next shot string, and just to explain a bit more, I always fire off 3 or 4 or 5 shots, blank shots, after I've filled up the bottle and allowed it to cool a little bit. So it's good to do that to avoid any sort of variation in the first few shots after you've filled your bottle. Oh, and I lost the focus here briefly for a few seconds until I spotted it and then misaligned, because I was concentrating on making sure all my pellets were going into the backstop. So that's the end of the end of mag 4. 64 shots. Some rifles only produce 64 shots. This produces, well, I worked out at the end, you'll see right at the end the conclusions, that if I had filled the bottle to the full 300 bar, which I can do with a hill compressor, but it just takes time because you lose a little bit of pressure each time the bottle cools, I could have got 352 shots out of this bottle from 300 bar down to about 80 bar, because I'm not sure exactly what the reg's set to. But you can see the consistency, and the bottom line is, you'll see at the end, 272 shots with a variation extreme spread, so-called extreme spread, of just 22 feet per second. So this is stunning stuff, and after I've done this video, my next job is, I'm hoping to receive a loaner copy of the ZHD312R soon. But in the meantime, I'm going to set up the ZHD520R on this rifle, get the ballistic table fully set up, all the parameters, and film some testing in the garden from sort of 10 meters out to sort of, well, hopefully about 30, 40 meters. I won't push it too far though, because this is 2.2 after all. So anyway, for those of you who enjoy this, if you don't want to, skip to the end and you'll see the conclusions. But thanks for watching this far, and happy shooting, and I'll see you all soon. So 17 magazines, 272 shots, 11.4 foot-pounds, 568 average, 557 minimum, maximum 579, spread of 22 feet per second. That's astonishing. And a standard deviation of 4. So this AirMaks Krait Lite in 2.2 UK sub 12 spec has impressed the pants off me already. 272 shots from 250 bar down to 80 bar. So I could have put another 50 bar in there. I could have filled it to 300. And the extreme spread over 272 shots is 22 feet per second. You'll see reviews where people say a 5-shot spread only varied by X feet per second. But nobody fills their rifle and then fires just 5 shots. People want to know that over hundreds of shots it's going to be consistent. That's very, very impressive. It's very quiet. I have added the Donny FL Fatboy 2.0 for this testing because it's kind of short and squat and suits this short rifle. But using that little air, 250 down to 80, that's so efficient. It means it's not wasting any air, which is why it's so quiet. So, very impressive. Thanks for watching. Cheers. I've been doing some testing. Well, I'm testing in the background. There are birds in the feeder. There are robins fighting over scraps. I love this house. I love this property. Awesome neighbours too.